Once upon a time, I was a little boy who entered this world and saw the sunrise. I looked up at the skies and saw birds flying so high. I crawled around and everyone was my ally. I could look into their eyes and never needed to wear a disguise. I could just be me. This whole world was laid out for me to see. I would climb the lemon trees, hang out with the bees, sing with the birds. My life was free as I stared at that sunrise with the birds and the bees. It filled me with such glee. I was the young knight destined to find his princess, travel across the lands to any address just to save the damsel in distress. See her in that beautiful dress, finally feel success, show her my kindness, and me be a knight nobleness. I could finally have my own princess. I met princes across the way, and they would always say that no matter the rainy day, they would follow that pathway, so they could try their best, no matter the stress, just to get that princess. So they would rule a kingdom and spread their wisdom, so his vision could be risen, and he would fight back terrorism and listen and fix from criticism. This was the life of our perfect Disney film. But you know from your own fairy tales, that's not how it would stay. That you wanted to play and your dad said go away. Bullied every school day. I didn't understand why my dad left every morning out the doorway. Then you started to feel like a castaway. You were a young prince growing in a world trying to find a beautiful princess girl, but life got a bit too carried away, and that you'll have to wait to be a fiancé. You quickly learned that life wasn't set on Broadway. Now this knight stands here, a teenager, this stranger, that was no longer the dragon slayer, that's fought through dangers and writes it all on paper. Let me tell you, this story has drifted from the peacemaker and the princess savior. The birds are no longer chirping words. They're no longer heard because every nation wants deforestation to continue their operations, and those nations can't make good relations with one another, so pick which option, the other, and smother them with threats that leads to frets and secret keps. The fearsome kingdoms picking kings, queens, and royals who judge the kingdom's wisdom and run the system. If you want my opinion, I feel like a minion and a victim, shown by people who can't live with their income, and they decide to shut out the pilgrim. The media feeds you lies, so you turn around and despise the person you are. You compare yourself to superstars, a photoshopped perfection of an avatar. They're bizarre that these kids feel like they fall off the radar and go to social media, which is anything but social. Everyone's staring down at their mobile, a day and age where everyone is vocal, but no words are said. Today it's all postal and it's global, and people start forgetting what is going on in the local, and today it's total woeful. It's starting to sound like a grim fairy tale because half the princes I know, the princesses set sail and just bail, and now are sending each other checks in the mail. I really question if love can prevail, like real love and not behind some social thumbnail or electronic mail. I wish we lived in a world where sex wasn't for sale and the female wouldn't get guilt-tripped by the media like blackmail. I wish I could close my eyes and exhale and wake back up to that sunrise. Before all those big franchises or the world revolved around clockwise, or my friends wanting to die. And people would actually vocalize and verbalize and look to the future and visualize and realize that we can be more than a society hypnotized and paralyzed. Over all of these incidents, I realized that I've lost my childhood innocence, and the comforting simpleness and the loving blissfulness became faded, and you became jaded, and life became hated. This world seemed villainous when there isn't much equivalent. The world used to be limitless, but I guess from birth it was imminent that I would lose my Disney childhood innocence.